foreign-owned spaza shops feel threatened on the Cape Flats. They've been allowed to stay open during the national lockdown, but some residents aren't happy about the decision. Let's track developments now with our reporter, Ronald Masinda, who is in Bonteheerville there. Tell us what it is that they are experiencing and some of their concerns, Ronald.
Very good morning to you, Jane. Yes, we are live here from Bonteheerville. And of course, spaza shops are very important in South African society, especially in previously disadvantaged communities. It is estimated that there are around 1,000 spaza shops operating across South African townships. And here in Bonteheerville, we are outside of Ayat Cash and Carry. The owners have been running this business for the past 10 years. They are from Bangladesh. And we are going to speak to one of them by the name of Miyat Khan to talk about some of the challenges during the lockdown. Miyat, thank you so much for your time. First of all, your business had closed down during the lockdown. Just explain to us why it was shut down.
My business was locked down because of permit. I didn't have proper permit. I had one of the business permit first place. Then one of the officers come here by me. Then they told me, no, this doesn't work. You have to close your shop and you have to go fetch your permit by Goodwood police station. Then he properly directed me how to get it. Then I went there and I get my form there. Then I just closed my business here for a couple of hours. And then we just go there and I get my permit, then I just open my business. Then everything is cool. Police come every day. They come check is everything okay. We are sanitizing people's hand, and everything is right. We are not selling cigarettes, and every day they come. They check everything if is that right.
I want to go to that part of selling cigarettes because there have been some allegations here about you selling cigarettes during this time. Is there any truth to this, and are you obeying by the rules?
No, we don't serve cigarette anymore here by our shop. But people actually they want cigarette. They ask every time where's the cigarette because most of people they do smoke cigarette and they can't stay away without cigarette. So, but we don't serve actually. We don't serve. We stop during the lockdown. We will start after lockdown.
All right, Jane, well, Miyat Khan basically saying that one of the challenges has been people who are requiring cigarettes here. He's vehemently denied any allegations regarding this. We heard from people on the ground here saying that this place does sell cigarettes during this time, but the owners denied. But Bonteheerville itself, Jane, has been a place where it has done a lot in terms of providing food supply for people here, which has been a problem across the Western Cape. We have one of the role players. He goes by the surname of Mr. Court. He does run a local gym here. Mr. Court, thank you so much. You also involved in some of the projects here. Just explain to us about your involvement.
Yes, good morning. Yes, I do. I've been for the past 6 years, been instructing a gym for fitness, basically Zumba, and I have been involved in the community for the past 6 years, helping people to get fit and to stay healthy, and to basically encourage them to have a healthy lifestyle, which is important, and especially if you are fit, then your body is able to combat any virus or disease. So fitness goes along with a good eating plan, and stay mentally and physically also and spiritually fit. That's the key.
Let's get the last word from the local councillor here in the community. Angus, the importance of having these shops, because they've come under scrutiny, especially from community members who don't want to see, especially these foreign-owned shops. Just your views on it, the importance, and some of the issues or allegations that have been spoken about here.
Look, I think it's twofold. These shops play a very critical role in our communities. In this specific community, we don't have a bigger supermarket. So you're dealing with a situation where these spaza shops actually are the people supplying essential services. So on the one side, they play a critical role and they need to ensure that they're adhering to regulations around timing, opening and closing times, around what they sell, etc. That's the first thing. And generally, we've seen a good compliance rate of that in this area. There's pockets where it's still an issue. But on the other side, on the flip side of that, it's also a horrible opportunity where people are congregating at shops, where there is still far too many people at the same time in a spaza shop, standing outside the spaza shop, and that then goes against the regulations of social distancing, etc. So it's a work in progress. It's a new thing for everyone. Lockdown and the regulations around lockdown is new. I think what has really been difficult for us to implement is the changing regulations all the time. So the one day it's X and the next day it's Y, which leaves it very, very difficult for people on the ground to be able to understand what those regulations are. But it's a work in progress. We're working together with these spaza shops. They offer an essential service to communities. They are the ones selling bread, milk, flour, and the essential things to people. And so we need to make sure that somehow we find a good working relationship between them. The one challenge we also have is the increase of prices that come out of these spaza shops. And there again, there's a conversation. There's the national consumer line as well. But we can't be exploiting people during this very difficult time. People already have nothing, and the little that they do have cannot be exploited by spaza shops either. But generally, there's a good working relationship. They're adhering to regulations. We are picking up some problems here and there, but our law enforcement agencies are pretty quick to pick up on that, yeah.
Just on that very topic, and just very briefly, we are seeing law enforcement here. There's been a bit of commotion before this interview. People are saying that people are not abiding by the lockdown rules, and they're questioning why we are here. Just explain to us, why are people so much on the edge? We also heard that there's also been a case where one member of the public here has been infected by the coronavirus.
So we can confirm as of yesterday that there is one positive case in Bonteheuwel. Look, we need to live in Bonteheuwel and any other area as if everyone has this virus. We need to practice social distancing. We need to practice hygiene. And I think we're all learning. I'm in the same boat. We had a situation just the other day where I was assumed to have been eating from a spoon, for an example. What we need to do is essential services need to be on the ground. We need to make sure that if you are essential service, that we are feeding people. In Bonteheuwel, we're feeding over 1,000 people 3 times a week, soup and bread. It is our commitment in this area to make sure our people eat, our most vulnerable people eat. People are on edge, people are under pressure. It's a difficult time for people, but it's very important that people that are not meant to be on the road stay indoors. If we work together in achieving that as a community, we can achieve so much more. So we will continue doing our feedings. People need to eat in this community. We'll continue garnering funds together to make sure our vulnerable people are taken care of. We'll keep working with role players in our community to make sure that we continue this process in a very comfortable, but during an uncomfortable time in a comfortable way, and that the one person that has been infected in Bonteheuwel that we are aware of, that person is in quarantine, that person is being taken care of, the NCID is dealing with that matter, so there's no need to panic.
Okay, thank you, Angus. We'll have to leave it there. Well, Jane Dutton, there you heard it. We've heard of a case of one member of the public here being infected by the coronavirus, and a lot of people living on the edge here. We'll be going around various spaza shops across the Western Cape to give the viewers just the latest on things that are happening on the ground.
Good.